Welcome to my April wrap-up. I'm excited to talk about all of the books that I read in April, Christian fiction, thrillers, young adult, and I'll give you content ratings from a Christian perspective, and I'm excited to share it with you. Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Oshina. I am excited to share about the 8 books that I read in April. It was definitely a slower reading month than March was, and I just got very busy in April. A lot was going on, and May is going to be busy as well, so we'll see what I end up reading. I didn't put out a TBR because I just need to mood read for a bit. For the Christian fiction that I read in April, I filmed a video in April called Reading Christian Fiction Until I Find a 5-Star. So a lot of the books that I read that are Christian fiction in April, I read in that video. So if you want to watch the video, you can do that. But the first book that I read in it is called Shelter of the Most High by Connilyn Cossette. I give this 4 stars. This is technically a sequel to the Cities of Refuge series. It's a 4-book series by this author. I gave the first book 5 stars, more like a 4.75, and then this one was a solid 4. I just didn't connect to the characters as much as I expected to. I found the plot a little bit slower, and I just wasn't as engaged at a 5-star level as I was looking for, but it still was really good. I love her writing style. She pairs biblical history really well with a romance and the characters, and I just like that setting that she writes in. I really enjoy it, highly recommend. There's nothing that I would caution other than back then they were comfortable talking about blood, killing people, things like that, but there's nothing ever gory, and there's no language and no spice at all. There's barely even kissing, maybe one kissing scene, if that. So I highly recommend it. Next, I'll talk about Love in the Castle Library by Swindell. So this is also technically a sequel to Christmas in the Castle Library, and I do recommend reading the Christmas one first because this second one spoils the ending to the Castle one, the Christmas one. So up to you. It was definitely very festive, that Christmas one, so I recommend it for Christmas time. This is one of her newer releases. Also, my window's open, so you might hear sounds / curtain is blowing in the wind, so there you go. But the main standout with Love in the Castle Library was the faith content. You follow 2 different characters that do end up in a romance, and you get both of their perspectives, and they both had faith issues that they had to work through, and I just thought the way the author wrote their emotions, it was so raw and real. I thought she did a great job writing about them. The audiobook was great. I thought it was narrated really well. In particular, loved seeing the characters' growth towards Jesus and freedom, and the romance was very sweet as well. Really liked the romance. It's not a 5-star for me because I didn't find the actual premise and setting very interesting at a 5-star level for me, but all of the other things definitely would have been 5 stars if I cared about what they were doing. But they were looking into the history of the queen and the kingdom, and I'm just not super engaged with that, but there you go. So I do think a lot of you guys would like it though, and highly recommend this author. So far she's written amazing books, so because I really liked the Christmas one too. That was 4 stars too. Okay, then I will talk about A Rancher for Easter by Susanne Dietze. I don't know how to say her last name, but this was gifted to me by Harlequin, so thank you to them, and I really enjoyed this book. I gave it 3.5 stars, I think rounded up to 4 on Goodreads. I was just so impressed by the faith content. I haven't read a ton of love-inspired books, but I will say the ones that I have read have been great. The love-inspired suspense sometimes leaves me desiring things. What's that saying? Something to be desired. Whatever. The suspense ones I find usually just cheesy and unrealistic, and just the characters are nothing. But so far the just normal love-inspired romance books are great. It feels like you're actually seeing a real story play out with their faith being the center of what's leading them, and I liked it. This is a marriage of convenience, so definitely unrealistic for that. That part was silly, but for what it had to be, if it was going to be that, I think she dealt with it well. I liked his family. You have follow the 2 different characters. Thatcher Dalton is a rancher, and then Bliss Anderson, which was an interesting name, and there's also, she's trying to foster to adopt a girl, so kind of single parent trope in there too. And I liked the relationship. The kid wasn't annoying, and really they were always praying and making sure they were following what God was leading them to do. I thought the family dynamics were realistic. overall, I liked this book and I'd recommend it. It says Easter, but it wasn't super Easter themed. Like, it spanned over quite a few months / weeks, so I feel like you could read this at any time. So thank you to Harlequin. I will definitely like keep my eye out for this author because I liked her writing style, and this is technically the 3rd book in a trilogy, and I would definitely read the other 2 books. They're basically companions, so I do plan to go back and read the other 2. So yay. It's windy. So second last Christian fiction is Hope Harbor by Irene Hannon. This was the buddy read book pick for my Patreon, and unfortunately, it just didn't work for me. I give it 3 stars because the writing was fine, the setting was good, but didn't like the characters, didn't like the romance. Yeah, I liked I guess 2 of the characters. I liked Michael. He was one of the main characters. You follow him from the beginning. He's going to this small town called Hope Harbor, trying to kind of just take a break from his life. And he meets someone named Anne, and she is older and curmudgeon, and he ends up staying at her house, like renting a place. And you see like kind of their relationship dynamic, what her past is, and I liked those 2 together. I thought they were just interesting. Then his love interest is named Tracy, and I didn't like Tracy. I didn't like her. I didn't see their connection. It felt like just platonic. Like, I didn't see any chemistry, like romantic chemistry. I saw friendship, and that was it. So their relationship really cringed me out once they started like getting physical with each other. Like, yeah, I just didn't like it. And so I don't think anything wrong happened other than like, depending on how you feel about like when someone's like really sore and the person gives them like a shoulder massage, that happened. And the relationship was not far along enough for me to believe that she would be comfortable with him massaging her. Nothing weird happened, but like still, I got the ick. And then ever since then, like everything he would say to her, I was like, ugh, and I just didn't like this book. So it's 3 stars, and I'll leave it at that. Probably won't read more in this series, even though I've heard that they're all just companion and you can read them out of order. I just don't personally like Irene Hannon's writing style. I find her books boring and just like not for me. Like, her romantic suspense, I just can't get into it. I don't like her books either. So I think it's just, I'm done with her. Sorry, girl. So the actual last Christian fiction book that I read, because it's in the video, is A Voice in the Wind by Francine Rivers. You guys, I have a whole video for this book, reading like with quite a few details, so no spoilers, but if you want to watch that, highly recommend. And I love this book. There's slow parts, it's a slow start, but the payoff is so worth it that I just don't even mind. And her writing, I just get immersed in it, and I could read her books forever. So I gave this 5 stars again. And if you have not read this book and you're a Christian, I would give it a try. Like, there's definitely triggering things in this book, though, in the whole trilogy, because you follow this Jewish Christian girl who gets taken into Rome to be a slave, and she's in this Roman household, and Rome at the time was just full of pagan things that were so just evil, and you see that on page. They were into like the gladiators and like the fighting, and they put Christians in an arena and lions and just really intense stuff. On top of that, there is like, they talk about drinking wine all the time, which is normal back then. But you guys, Francine Rivers, her talent of contrasting darkness and light, she makes it so obvious what God's better way is, and that we should choose that. Like, her books encourage me to believe in Jesus and follow his truth and to keep going, and to also have compassion on people that don't know him, compassion on people who do and are making mistakes. Like, that's why I love her books, and I love this book. So I highly recommend it, you guys. Yeah, definitely trigger warnings, but there's no language and there's no spice content like actually on page. They allude to it, and it's sometimes between married couples. Like, it's fine, and it's not meant to be kind of shocking. It's meant to like actually show what Rome was like, and then contrast it with how Christians were living and the main character. So highly recommend you guys watch the video because I shared a lot of thoughts in that video. Okay, on to young adult. I only have one to share with you, and you would have already seen a video for this, but it's The Wicked King by Holly Black. I DNF'd this book. I have a whole reading vlog reading The Cruel Prince, and then I did start The Wicked King and I DNF'd it. Yeah, I wanted to see what my thoughts would be about this trilogy just because it was so popular for quite a while, and it still is popular among young adults. And if you didn't know, one of kind of my content pillars this year, for now at least, is I want to read through some popular young adult books that I never read as a teen to just see what my opinion is on them, to give a Christian perspective, and to just be a resource to parents and teens that are curious and want to know before they read the book themselves. So I'm not judging anyone who does enjoy them and who has already read them and whatever. It's just for anyone who's curious, and I'm curious too. So I tried it and I was pretty clear on why I DNF'd it. I don't think that the content in the second book in particular is appropriate for teenagers to be reading, but that's just my opinion, and you guys know yourselves and your kids better than I do, so that's that. If you want to watch the video, I'll link it down below. I randomly read A Christmas Book by Becca Kinzer because I had put it on hold in probably November and it just became available in April. So that means it had like, yeah, a month's wait on it. And I was like, fine, I'll keep it because it was only 5 hours long. So it's called A Very Merry Matchup. And it was fine. Like, I gave it a 3.5-ish, like, I guess 4, but forgettable, but funny in the moment. Like, nothing super stands out. I think it's fake dating. And that's all I can say. So I know people were reading it in December and were loving it, I think. And so I just wanted to see my opinion, and it was something easy to listen to, and the Christmas vibes didn't bother me. It was like fine, but it was very Christmassy. Like, they went to a Christmas party, and yeah. So that's all I'll say. Definitely very cheesy, but like great for Christmas time. So I'd recommend it. Okay, last book, you guys. This is a quick wrap up because I've only read 8 books, and there you go. I did read Seeing the Supernatural by Lee Strobel though. So the tagline is investigating angels, demons, mystical dreams, near-death encounters, and other mysteries of the unseen world. And I got this as a gift from my grandma, and so I read it and listened to it. What I love about Lee Strobel's audiobooks is he reads them himself, and he's a great reader, so that was awesome. And I liked this book a lot. I gave it 4 stars. I like that he doesn't shy away from asking tough questions. He goes to experts in the field, whether they're Christians or not, and he gets lots of evidence and he puts it in his book. And I really like that his book is told in interview style because it just feels like I'm there in the room with him talking to the other person. And yeah, he goes over all of these topics briefly for some and then a little bit more detailed for others. There were some topics I wish he went into more details with, but I know why he didn't. I think I found the miracles part the best. That was chapter 2, Astounding Miracles Today. I just really was encouraged to hear of the miracles that have happened in people's lives, of how God has saved them, and I'm just like, wow, God's power is just so great, and it is still here today. So sorry for the wind. Yeah, highly recommend this. Recommend any of Lee Strobel's books. I love his writing style. He's very, you could say, dry. He's like facts-based and he just kind of says it as it is. The writing is not flowery at all, but I really connect with it and I like it a lot, so I recommend it. So there you go, guys. There's my wrap up, and I just want to say thank you for being on my channel. I had a busy last part of the month, so I didn't upload as many videos, but thank you for still being here and still subscribing. And yeah, I look forward to May. I definitely have some plans and some reading vlogs in the works. So yeah, I've definitely been like itching to film some reading vlogs. So I'm gonna see if I can do a bunch of those for May, and that actually might be easier for me because I'm gonna be out and about all over the places this month. So yeah, I will keep in touch with you guys, and you can always follow me on Instagram and TikTok because I post there as well. But YouTube is my priority, so if you're here, you've got the best of what I have to offer. So yeah, and then I always link my Patreon down below too, and any affiliate links that I have. You can look at my link tree because all of those like codes that I have and stuff are there. So thanks for being here, you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.